Hello and welcome to Shamullahcast. We know you have a choice of 750,000 other podcasts, and we thank you for listening to this one. My name is Fairburn, I'm joined by Josh and our research man Frank. Today we're talking about Mortal Kombat, which released in August of 1995 and was probably amongst the first video game adaptations to be released alongside Super Mario Bros., Double Dragon, and whatever else.
Because you know what, it was probably the first one to actually be good as well.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about this. I like this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like this.
You know, I probably hold this as probably one of the more decent video game movie adaptations.
A part of me feels a bit biased, like admittedly, because I do like Mortal Kombat, and the movie, you know, isn't exceptional by any means necessary. And the bar isn't exactly set high for video game movies, let's be honest.
No, not at all, especially around then.
But, you know, I enjoyed it. I think it's a good translation of Mortal Kombat into a movie. You let's be honest, the older movies the games didn't exactly have the best, they didn't really have story anyways. Arcade modes, wasn't there?
There wasn't a clear story. You have to look into like the character renders and stuff like that.
For early Mortal Kombat, it's the perfect encapsulation of that. And it's a perfect time capsule of the mid-90s.
Yeah, I'd agree. With everything, soundtrack, acting, you know what I mean?
Casting, all of it.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's a solid enough film on its own as well, I would say. Do you know what I mean? If you didn't know Mortal Kombat, I feel like you could watch it and be like...
Yeah, it's something you could
watch.
The gist. No, that's fine. You can watch, this is okay. I can enjoy this for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, for someone like me, you played the games a lot. I played the games quite a bit. I've recently got into the franchise a lot more than I did before. I appreciate it even more now. This is the kind of movie I feel like you have a drink with your friends and you watch, like, well, we did, to be fair. And... You just have a whale of a time.
Yeah, I've never not enjoyed watching this. It's something I've always held quite close to myself.
Don't get me wrong, filmmaking standpoint, it's a bit disjointed, let's be honest, like I said. But you give it a bit of a pass, because it is Paul W.S. Anderson's first big movie. Yeah. And he was trying his best, and it's not bad, is it? Let's be honest.
No, it's not bad. It's not, like you said, it's not a one-to-one. I think it is quite hard to adapt the story of Mortal Kombat. There's so many characters.
And again, you can't really have a go at him for it, because it's his first movie, and let's be honest, if we were to make a movie, you know, it's not going to be fucking amazing off the starting line, is it?
We would want it to be like this, I think. Do you know what I mean?
And, you know, given he didn't exactly get better than Resident Evil, but, you know, he tried his best, though, and you've got to respect that. And, you know, I imagine the pressure of it not only being your first movie, but knowing that every other video game movie before it has been bad. Yeah. There was a lot more pressure, and then also knowing the fact that the company was pushing it to be like, right, okay, we're going to give you a lot of money to do this, right? Okay, I guess.
And it was such a big franchise. I mean, it's big now, but I mean, like, especially then, you know, that was such a big franchise. It probably had even more pressure from the fans and from the developers, even. Because I know that, like, Ed Boon had a part in this to play as well.
Was he like a consultant, I imagine?
Yeah, and he was still the voice of Scorpion. He pretty much voiced Scorpion and everything.
Actually, you know what? You can actually tell.
In the games and this, pretty much everything until like it probably... You know, until like around the animated series came out, and then I think that's when he stopped doing it.
So, like, what would you say is like the quintessential things you enjoyed about this movie?
Well, the action for a start is great.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's
great martial
amazing,
yeah, it's shot fantastically,
surprisingly well. Yeah, like it didn't not to say it went hard or anything.
No,
but it went harder than it had any need be that good. Like what I'm saying, like it looks like a good movie.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the shots with like Liu Kang and Scorpion, Sub-Zero even, sorry. You know, and like the long shots of Thailand and stuff. It looks great. I think
Thailand is a great setting, actually.
Yeah,
because not only is it a stunning country, but
it fits.
It fits. It's iconic. Like all of the architecture feels very Mortal Kombat-esque. Yeah. Like it was ripped right out of a stage of the game.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I would agree.
And that's perfect. You know, I suppose you got like the core characters from the games.
Yeah, you know, especially for a first one, because we know we had a sequel, I think they had all the right characters. Johnny Cage, Sonya Cage, you know, they were all in the first one.
Everyone to get you... Basically, you could say it's Mortal Kombat for dummies, couldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose. It's got all the characters from the first game. That's what you need. Do you know what I mean?
My one issue is the tournament itself doesn't feel very broad. Like it doesn't feel like it's a big event.
Yeah, I think they kind of glossed over that.
Yeah, it feels quite small. I know obviously budget is a thing, and I imagine back then obviously the games were two-dimensional, so you had to take some liberties. But like, you know, especially in later games, you feel like the tournament is this big event and everyone's watching from all the realms. Because let's be honest, you know, if they lose, everybody dies. So it should be a big event.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just some bloke watching on the sand, but kill him. Kill him.
Finish him.
Let me devour his soul out. Come on. On that note, though, is it Shang Tsung?
Yeah.
Shang Tsung is actually a really good villain in this.
Yeah.
Not just because he's acted well. There's just something about the cheesiness of the character that is brought from the games to the film.
Yeah, so, well, he came back, didn't he, for recently for
Aftermath,
yeah.
That's really... he just buckles me. I don't know, and I love how every time he says any one-liner, he just zooms in his face. He's like, oh, yes, your soul is mine.
Yeah. Going off that, actually, I think everyone was casted pretty perfectly.
Yep.
Nearly perfectly. I like Raiden, I like Johnny Cage, I like Sonya, Liu Kang.
I agree, other than Raiden.
No, you're not a fan of Raiden?
Well, Christopher Lambert and Butler is a bit... he's a bit... not really Raiden, though, is he?
He doesn't have the essence of a god, you know, he's not as, like... You know, in the games, they build him up to be this big, grand deity. You don't really get that. He's just kind of like a jokester. And
I don't mind, but like he also feels very underutilised. Like he's just there to be like, right, Earthrealmers, you're going to fight, innit?
Yeah.
And that's it. That is literally his purpose. Like, yeah, he defends them like once or twice, and he gets a few dirty, like, verbal jabs in against Shang Tsung and his boys.
You sideshow freaks attack my fighters.
But he doesn't do anything else, really.
I think the hard thing to do, though, especially because of the first two games, Raiden is in the tournament. But, you know, he's such a powerful character, I suppose it's quite hard because, you know, I suppose he'd just fry everyone, you know what I mean? Like, he is a god after all, like, he probably would be overpowered, so, like, you know, something they did in the recent 2021 movie as well, they kept him back a bit, he only shows up to...
I know, but I still feel like he has, like, even in the new one, right, I like that interpretation, personally.
Yeah.
Not the movie as a massive whole, it's not bad, again, but I'd say this one's better.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say this one's better. Like, not... Okay, this doesn't sound weird, like... From a filmmaking standpoint, yes, the new one is better.
Yeah.
But this one feels like it has character.
It does, it has heart, and I think they knew what they were doing a bit more.
And they were trying with the new one, you can see it as well.
God, yeah.
You can see it on screen.
It's just jointed, I'd say.
But, like, you can see that, again, Paul W.S. Anderson, first big movie, you can see his all went into this. His blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
And the new one, it did feel a bit like a product, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was like fan service. You want some fan service? You want side serving a fan service with more fan service?
What I will say is, though, the first 5 minutes of the 2021 movie, I think is perfect. And I think
the choreography in that scene.
Everything. The character, the tension. I think if they kept it like that, or even just made a film about Scorpion and his family...
Oh, that would be amazing.
I would have think it would have been a lot stronger. But I think, like I said, there's so many characters you've got to give... And, you know, they're all fan favourites. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you've got to give them time as well.
I do feel like, you know, like I said, Raiden's underutilised, and that may be because, obviously, at this point in time, he wasn't that developed anyway. In fact, half of them weren't, were they? Really?
Yeah.
The thing is, they don't really have an excuse for underutilising Scorpion in the new one, for example.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, he's like the best casting in the movie.
Yeah.
Jax is a pretty good casting, actually. As
well.
I
think, yeah, you know.
You know what? Actually, right. You know what? I take it back. Pretty much all of them do quite a good job. Kano is fucking hilarious in the new one. Kano in this one, his lines are good.
They don't do anything with him again.
He's like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
And they don't really do anything with Katana either, which I think is a bit silly.
Spends his entire film being slightly off, like, out of frame, going, Liu Kang, you should, like, do this. And he goes, oh, you're hot, so yeah.
Yeah, and then they get together and that's the end.
She says that, though, as if, like, he's not the chosen one anyway, and he's not going to do it on his own.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be funny. He knows to punch someone. He's stupid or what?
Yeah, that is a good point.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't add up.
No.
And it feels quite forced as well.
Yeah, I think, like, especially at the end when they walk off and they hold hands. Obviously, there are a couple, or alluded to be a couple in the games and stuff, I get it. But, like, I feel like it was a studio thing to be like, well, he's the main character, wanting to have a love interest.
As a wise man once said, you are a good woman.
I am a good man.
And that is it.
Yeah.
And then I imagine that's what they got together. Right?
Yeah.
Raiden's like, oh, this is so cool. So, you know, that was a bit, you know, like I said, it's a bit iffy with the characters. Like, it didn't feel like them, the relationship-wise. It didn't feel very Mortal Kombat, actually.
No.
But Liu Kang, as Liu Kang, like, as a character, perfect, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot better than... Well, I think he was perfectly cast at 2021, but they didn't do anything. So, like, I preferred this one because But you see, he's got a reason. Obviously, it differs from the games, but he has a root to, you root for him. So he's got a reason to go and fight Shang Tsung. He killed his brother.
Yeah, actually,
you get to know him.
Yeah, and I don't mind them giving him a brother, right? Because again, he needs more motivation rather than just being a good guy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I hate that. Like, you can say he's motivated by revenge and still be a good guy. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to be evil if you want revenge.
He's kind of like Ryu in that sense from Street Fighter, where like they're good. But that's it.
But that's what makes a character real, though, like three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like, if you just said he's a good guy because he's good, you're not going to get behind him.
I like that he's humble as well.
He's very humble. Like, during the fight, he's just kind of like, oh, one now. That's it. There's no, like, showboating. Like, I know Johnny Cage does that, but that's his character.
Yeah, exactly.
That is him. And that works for him as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they tried to... I'm not gonna lie, alright. It's a wonder they didn't blend both the fucking characters together, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I know, but
I'm both a quirky 90s sidekick.
Yeah, well, I suppose you could... Well, I would argue... I was going to say you could argue that Johnny Cage is, but, they're them two and Sonya, they're three heroes. I like that. They're their own separate people. Yeah, they're not all just bosom buddies.
They're all unique as well. Like,
yeah.
They are very unique characters in the sense that, like... Not unique as in like the most well-written characters in the world, but I mean unique from each other.
Yeah.
Like, they're quite distinguishable. Like, you're not going to confuse Johnny Cage for Liu Kang, are you?
No, not at all. Let's talk about Johnny Cage, actually. So, he was based off Jean-Claude Van Damme for the games.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And he was going to be in this, wasn't he? But he turned it down because he was...
Street Fighter.
Guile for some reason. How would you have felt about Jean-Claude Van Damme in this?
No,
I don't think they made the right choice.
Yes, not as Johnny Cage, though.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they went with Lyndon Ashby.
Yeah, he's a lot more likeable, and that's not an insult to Jean-Claude Van Damme, right?
No.
It's so weird that you have to say his full name. You have to say that, you try saying it once, try saying it without saying his full name.
Well, call him John.
John. It doesn't work, does it? No, but like... he doesn't have that likeable flair to him.
No, he doesn't. And Johnny Cage needs to be likeable.
Exactly, because Johnny Cage, right, in a nutshell, is a likeable asshole.
Yeah,
Jean-Claude Van Damme is just an asshole.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I don't think that'd be horrible. I know he suffers, like, with bipolar and stuff, but to make you less of an asshole,
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, don't say that too loud now, he might find us.
And we're not going to really win an argument with him,
He's
are
going
we?
to just splits and punch my head off.
Through your balls.
But I really like Johnny Cage in this. But like I said, I didn't. You know what? Actually, thinking about this, Jean-Claude Van Damme has a very bad history of being like shoved out of productions or like someone else being better than him.
Yeah.
You know, they were like, someone's better than you. Sorry, or he just has bad decision making skills.
Yeah. Speaking of casting, there's two other interesting casting choices I think we should talk about. So, Sonya was really going to be played by Cameron Diaz. I think that'd been very interesting. No?
But I'm biased here, I'm not going to lie to you.
No, I like Bridget Wilson, don't get me wrong.
I really don't like Cameron Diaz. I think people just like her because she's hot. I don't think she can act.
I think she
the
can.
The only time I ever liked Cameron Diaz is in Shrek.
I knew you were going to say that.
Genuinely. Alright, I like Charlie's Angels, right?
And she does good martial arts there.
I know, but
she martial arts
there's something about Cameron Diaz that I just can't wrap my head around.
Okay.
She doesn't feel real to me.
That is interesting.
She feels like a product of Hollywood. Like, it feels like she was made in a lab to be Hollywood. She's just a Hollywood woman.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Okay.
Like, it feels like she finishes on set and nothing happens.
Yeah.
They put her in a cryo tube until the next film comes out.
They keep her for next time.
Next time, baby.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like, genuinely. And I feel like if she was in this, maybe she would have done a good job, but she's not Sonya Blade, though, again.
Yeah, I don't think she would have been Sonya Blade, but I think she would have... I don't know, I think she might have worked it.
Yeah, she would have been okay, I suppose. But, like, it's not my... You know, I wouldn't have enjoyed her.
No, I
much.
think they did well with Bridget Wilson.
And, you know, I knew it before watching this because I watched The Last Action Hero. That's the only thing I've seen her in other than this, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that because, again, that's another quirky 90 action movie.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's just weird, so I go, yeah, it's my alley.
Yeah.
And you know what, right? I'm glad that they touch upon the fact, yes, she's attractive, and Johnny Cage is, you know, being like, he's into her.
More than into her.
Yeah, and Kano makes some sexual advancements.
You miss me, baby.
Like a creep. But, you know, she isn't just a sexual object in this.
No.
She is attractive, and it's very clear.
But they don't use it.
Yeah, they're not there like, oh, let's make her naked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a lesser movie, they'd just be like, well, just went nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I don't know whether that came from the fact she was quite young, and maybe she was like very sturdy about it. Like, no, that's not happening. I'm not dressing like the. Saying that, though, in the early games, they weren't scantily clad, actually, were they?
Sonia was, and she just had like a crop top.
Okay, so it's
over the other end.
So it's just MK9 basically.
Yeah, well,
as your famous line has been about MK9.
Brazzers presents Mortal Kombat, and it's a bit over the top.
It is a bit.
Anyone who's played that game will know.
And don't get me wrong, it's kind of bad because it is like, in my opinion, it's probably the best one. And and people go, I just like the boobs. And don't get me wrong, who doesn't like boobs? Everyone likes boobs, but like, I'm here for the Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Well, actually, that reminds me. How do you both feel about there being less gore in this than the games?
Not very happy.
I wish that there was a bit more.
It didn't detract too much from me. It
didn't take anything away from me. I still enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yeah, it's not breaking my heart.
No, God, no.
But like, go on. Sorry, Frank. You go first, man.
I was going to say, I suppose it keeps in line with the original game because there wasn't a lot of gore in that. It was just punching, kicking.
Well, there was quite a bit of gore. There was fatalities. There's a lot of blood involved.
There was the spine rip almost single-handedly made the ESRB rating.
I was literally about to say that. Actually,
you can smell it at the tip of your tongue.
Intertwined.
Yeah.
Literally to think that one game, like there are other games like Night Trap and stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I feel like that was just like, that's just controversial.
That was a bit gratuitous.
It was controversial for the sake of it. Mortal Kombat was like, we need to fill a niche in the market.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're allowed violence. Violence in games can be fun. Why? Because it's fictional.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, let's just say video games do not cause violence in real life.
No, it doesn't, no.
If you are doing violent things in real life after playing a game, that's because you are unstable.
As long as the pixelated man told you to.
And that'd be funny. I didn't walk outside after playing Mortal Kombat and rip someone's spine.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't?
You're a fucking loser.
You got me, boys.
But another cast I think I want to talk about, which I think was probably a good call, Sean Connery as Raiden.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so when they were making the film, they approached Sean Connery originally, Mr. James Bond, and they wanted him to be Raiden. He turned it down himself because he was like, I don't know what.
Did he do the Lord of the Rings thing again?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what this is.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm going to play golf. I'd probably.
I'm not going to slap with me.
What do you mean I don't get to fight? I probably think that was probably a better call. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he has a very. He
has the presence.
He has the presence as an actor, right? He could do anything. It's realistic.
Yeah.
Well, he could have. He's not around anymore, is he? But he just doesn't. He has too much warmth to him to be Raiden. Do you know what I mean? Like his face, he gives off granddad energy.
Yeah.
Raiden's meant to give off like the uptight teacher who's just like, we must stay to the rules.
Yeah.
We must do this, and I feel like Sean Connery just couldn't do that. I'm not gonna lie.
I do like
not couldn't do it. He could do it, but it just wouldn't feel right.
Suit, yeah.
I found he looked a lot like Sir Ian McKellen when he played Gandalf.
Well, he was going to be Gandalf.
There we go. Sean Connery was going to be Gandalf. He was like, I just don't understand the script. Sorry.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what this is.
Like he was like, it might be successful, but I just don't care.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm off to go make League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh well, look at all that in there.
And he retired then because of that.
Really?
Yep, that made him retire.
Well, I wouldn't be anyone retired.
It was my last act.
But I do like. It's funny you mention that about Raiden. Though, what I do like in the newer games is that they try to give him a bit more empathy. You know, when he loses Kung Lao and Liu Kang and MK9, he's like...
He's still just kind of like...
He says that they're his sons. Maybe not that one, I think it's an MKX, but you know what I mean. He spent so much time with these looking after them. He cares a lot about them.
Who is Raiden's brother in the games?
Fujin.
Yeah, but like, the thing is, though, I've played through Aftermath now, because I'm getting into MK11,
Yeah.
Like, I've seen Fujin's, like, depiction in there, and like, he's everything that Raiden isn't.
Yeah, he's
like, Like, I understand that maybe the point, but, like, is that not just them doing damage control, though?
Yeah, I don't know, because they don't handle Dark Raiden very well, so, like, obviously Raiden's
like
more angry.
2 seconds of screen time!
Yeah, and I really like this story in the older games. Where,
we must kill them all.
Yeah, he's like, well, fuck it. No one's attacking us from it. I'll just kill you all. And he tries to bring back Liu Kang after he dies. He turns into a zombie.
It's so
for the last resort.
It's so funny in MK11, right, after Sonya dies, right? Spoilers for a 3-year-old game. When Sonya dies and they come back, And Johnny's like, oh my god, no, what's happened? And then Cassie's there, and she's gone. He's like, if she died a warrior's death, we'd be so lucky.
Oh, thanks for the morale.
And then Jackie is just like, are you, did you actually just say that?
He's like, oh.
He goes, bruh. He's lightning sent. I have matters to attend.
I must go consult the elder gods.
And then they go, we have nothing. We have no purpose here.
So we'll before we rip the new MK character apart, we'll get into the original film. This film was quite huge, wasn't it?
It was fucking huge.
It was like 3 weeks.
Well,
that number one.
Yeah, well, when we talked about Simpsons Mania in our Simpsons episode,
yeah,
I'd say the from like 1993 to 1997 was Mortal Kombat Mania.
Mortal Mania.
And again, we weren't alive then, but
No.
you can still feel the waves of it now.
Oh yeah.
You know, let's be honest, right? I hate techno music. I hate anything like that. But the soundtrack to this movie,
yeah,
it gets me it gets me in a certain way. I want to get up. I want to start shaking my limbs around.
Yeah.
I was like doing fatalities on people in the street.
They used to play that in nightclubs, so our parents probably used to dance to that.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
To be fair, we wouldn't want to dance to Reptile's theme. I know.
Oh my god, just thinking about it. Oh.
Yeah.
That is one stinking song, boys.
I'm going to dance so much, I'm going to vibrate through the wall. Yeah, you know, like I said, the soundtrack is amazing, and that went platinum in like less than 2 weeks, so that you could deem it as successful.
Yeah.
I think that is successful. And it made 122 million worldwide and a budget of 20.
So like it made.
So
more
actually, it's more successful than the newer Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, that one had a budget of 55 million and only grossed, I think it was 84.4 million.
Right, I would say though it's because the new one I think it is rated R, isn't it? This one isn't, so it could be the fact that you could get kids in there to watch it.
I wasn't sure if it came out even in cinemas though.
Well, the new one?
Yeah.
It might have gone straight to streaming.
No, I think it was a split.
Oh right, okay.
It was a split. They released at the same time.
Yeah.
And I feel like I said earlier, they chose the right characters to show in this one. While in the new one, you have people like Cabal,
Melina,
Renko,
Reiko, General Reiko.
Just die they are. Though.
Yeah, and they all die. Yeah.
And then they're yet again right. Okay, right. I'm going to say this now. Why do they keep doing my boy Kung Lao dirty? He's not in this one. He's not in this.
He's not in the original. He dies in the new one.
He dies in the games all the time, and it's just not fair.
Yeah, no, he's pretty much like the Luigi of Mortal Kombat. He just gets the shaft all the time.
And he is, like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I prefer him to Liu Kang, because Liu Kang can get a bit emotional, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, he's having a fight you Raiden, and then dies.
Yeah.
Kung Lao's like, I won, I saved the world, and his neck snapped.
I do like that he give him, he is basically Liu Kang shadow. I like that he's like, well, I'm just as good. I'm Liu Kang's equal. Why can't I get them? We go, well, you just go to the side. You die later.
He's like, well, to be fair, he's got fire powers and you have a sharp hat.
Oh, yeah.
So like, how does that even happen? Like, what age do you get to when you go, oh, I've got my special thing? You know, he's got like nunchucks there. He's got all some like, I don't know, like throw-in stars. He's like, no, I got an idea. Goes into his room. He comes out. Raiden's like, what have you got for me? You know, what are you going to show me now? He goes, I got a knife hat.
He's like, did you ever watch that one James Bond film with Odd Job? He was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I love that movie. That's awesome.
Who doesn't want to grab their hat and just sling it at someone?
Yeah.
Totally Kung Lao. That would be a good TV show name, actually. Totally Kung Lao. It's about him living in Beverly Hills.
Becoming an alcoholic because his best mate got all the fame and he got nothing.
I was thinking more like the Kardashians. He's just walking around, he's just buying things, he's got a handbag.
He's buying pointy shoes.
He's buying more razor hats.
Yeah, all of his accessories are just razors.
He's like, what? What's the problem? Let me have a think. Right, okay, so what didn't you like about this? I've got one big one in mind. I got one little one and one big one, and that's pretty much what I don't like, but it is here.
Right.
Okay, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, okay, you go first. I'm interested. I am interested.
Right, my minor one is, and I brought it up a little bit earlier, the story's very disjointed. That's really minor. But again, the games were at the time, and Paul W. Anderson's first proper movie, so give it to him.
Yeah.
Now, my big hatred for this movie...
Yeah.
The CGI is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, the effects are a bit...
And I'm not going to take the excuse to this 1995. Right, there were movies coming out there on the same time, with like Independence Day, right?
Oh yeah.
Immaculate.
Yeah.
So why is that? Why does Reptile look like Phlegm?
Yeah, I hate that actually. I hate that he's like some weird. He's a reptile bloke. Why is he kind of a statue? Why didn't he just be a reptile guy?
He looks like.
He looked like he did in the game. Why just leave him at that?
He looks like the devil possessed a pile of mucus.
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah.
It's horrible to look at. It hurts my eyes.
I don't understand why he comes out of a statue. I don't like. What does that mean?
Just thinking about it hurts my brain.
Yeah, and the effects on Raiden, you know, the lightning stuff. It looks like he's made in like
you know what you want to
Adobe Flash.
You know what you want to bring up.
What?
Get over here.
Oh yeah. Actually, let's get into that a little bit. So why is it in every adaptation, well, apart from the new one actually, of Mortal Kombat around the time, the cartoons, why is it that they give Scorpion a living being in his hand? Why not just be a rope? Why is it going to be a snake thing?
Just be a rope hook or a harpoon, as they call it. I think. So why does it have to be this living being? Are they mates?
I know. Does he live in his arm? Is he alive in his arm?
Did Boris the animal steal this from Mortal Kombat?
Well, it looked better there, so I don't really care if he did. Just Boris. Just Scorpion. It's just snake thing now.
What even is it though?
I don't even know.
Oh, it's magic.
It is. And actually, speaking of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, they don't. Right, I know.
You know what? Actually, I think I have the same thing I've written down here. But you go on.
It's a full enough film as it is. So like, I don't really mind in this one at least. But like, why are they minions of Shang Tsung? That's never been a thing.
Yeah, but like, not only are they minions, right, which is wrong.
They work together.
Not only that though. Like they are minions in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
They have no proper lines and do anything.
Sub-Zero doesn't speak.
Oh.
At all.
What's the matter? Good contact.
Good
contact.
Well, they do gloss over it. Shang Tsung's like, oh, they're the worst of enemies. They're under my control. Why are they under your control?
Because he's evil.
When did that happen?
He's awesome.
You just like get him in a room and they were like, I ate him. And you're like, yeah, well,
yeah, but like,
hypnotised.
But did you not know that their souls are his? And you know what? Weirdly, actually, speaking of the bad CGI. Sub-Zero's effects aren't that bad because they're gonna mix it with practical.
Yeah, they were alright.
Like the effects, as in like literal effects. Like the ice particles are CGI, and then when it like makes a solid thing, it's like practical. They go, oh, it's like a blend in, but there.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, one little thing: the costumes. What do you think about the costumes?
I think they're pretty spanking good.
I feel like
I don't know what spanking good is, mind you. That was like
stinking good.
Yeah, there we go, stinking good.
I feel like Shang Tsung looks a bit too much like a Matrix villain, though.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like he's got a leather jacket. Give him the robes or whatever he was wearing.
No, that's not cool enough.
Yeah, he's got to be his late 90s stuff, alright?
Did Shang Tsung do Matrix before Matrix did?
Well, he's thousands of years old, who knows? Maybe he stuck it out.
Another movie with the cliche of the chosen one.
Yeah, well...
Again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all the characters were pretty on point for their costumes.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero especially.
Like, especially for that time, again, you didn't need to have them, like, over-designed, to be fair. It could be simple and that is it.
Yeah, it looked great. It was a one-to-one, do you know what I mean? I thought it was fine.
Even when Reptile became the humanoid version of
great,
himself, again, you couldn't really fuck it up, could they? So if they did, I think they'd be an uproar.
I thought given...
They'd fuck up the colours.
I thought giving Johnny Cage a shirt and trousers, like again, he's of a movie set, he's a movie guy, he's going to dress up, but... I don't know, I thought they should get into something from Bloodsport, play a bit into the games.
Yeah, actually. Yeah,
since he's based off him anyway, do you know what I mean?
I feel like Liu Kang gets away with his costume being bland because he's just so ripplingly jacked.
Yeah, he looks fine. You know, again, Sonya's an SF gear, so that's accounted for.
Yeah, I suppose. She's a bit young to be in the Special Forces, mind, isn't she?
Well...
She's like 21.
She's 21 in real life, at the time. She's not 21 now, but I suppose she would have been...
Eternally 21.
I don't know, how old... I suppose they're all around 25, maybe?
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, not Shang Tsung, mate. He's like 2 billion and 5 here.
He's looking good for 2 billion and 5.
Until he dies.
And
then he's just this decaying...
He's a husk.
He looks like an orange that's been left out of the sun for 3 days.
I'll tell you what looks really stinking good, actually, they haven't mentioned, is Goro.
Yeah, actually, practical.
$1 million, boys.
That's insane. 12 puppeteers, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, like, well, Frog?
Yeah, it was 12 puppeteers, and they worked over, I think it was 2 weeks just to get him, like, moving properly.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of problems, didn't they, as well?
He was the biggest diva on the set, wasn't he?
Yeah.
he was difficult. Hollywood's famous difficult to work with.
He was doing drugs between scenes, just because his nerves are just too bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do. Like, you're a king, or get used to it. He just slaps himself in the face like with each hand.
With all four of his hands.
And he comes in. Let's go. You know what? Right, I like the fact it looks a bit goofy because it adds to the movie again. Like, the movie itself is quite goofy.
Yeah, it is a bit. They've got like funny moments. So like, I just wish that they could have played him up a bit more. He's meant to be like the champion. He's meant to be MK's champion for like 100 years.
Oh, well, let's be real about it, right? Other than like the first 3 games, Gore gets done dirty.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
In the comics, he gets his arms cut off by Kotal Khan.
Oh.
He's dead in the crypt in the newest one.
Yeah,
I get
he's just sitting there.
I get the crypt isn't canon, but like...
No, but like still.
He's just dead.
Yeah.
How did he die? He's just dead, didn't he?
Oh, well,
At least everyone else, you see Ermac fall and land on a spear, you know that Ken... Is it not Ken? Is it Kenshi? Blindfold one.
Yeah, Kenshi. Yeah, that's Kenshi.
Kenshi had his final stand like a billion demons sound, although they...
Yeah.
But no. He just died in his chair.
Yeah, why was he there? Oh,
He died like Rose at the end of the Titanic. He
Yes.
just slipped off.
He left Kentaro to it, and he just...
And he also went to the Titanic.
Yeah.
With Leonardo DiCaprio. He's walking up the stairs and he's like...
Leonardo's like, you're over 100 years old. Oh, that's over 25. Kind of, no. And then Goro left then because he was heartbroken. How could you?
Reptile seems to have to fight him in the middle of the Titanic.
Alright then, so, we've talked about what we like, MK1. Let's get into MK Annihilation, boys. Let's
Right.
Let's talk about what we like, briefly, before we rip this a new one.
There's more characters. The end.
Yeah, I like the costumes, actually. Scorpion and Sub-Zero look great, I think.
Because Jax looks great, doesn't he?
Oh, no, not sure.
Exactly.
No.
He literally just has like rubber sleeves over his arms instead of cybernetic implants. Like, is it that hard? Like, is it that hard?
Well, at the time, I don't think it was known what if they were. I don't think it was explicitly said until the new ones that because whether they were sleeves or whether they were just bionic replacements.
Doesn't make them look like metal though.
Yeah.
But how does he have sleeves if he's not got a top though?
Well, that's just not Disney magic.
The future.
Yeah.
Jack's ahead of the curve, boys. I loathe this movie, like outright. They recasted pretty much everyone.
Well, none of them wanted to be in it.
Yeah, actually.
The only one that wanted to be in it was
poor Luke
Robin Shaw. He was like, well, I've got faith in this. It's going to be the bigger and better MK movie. I'm going to keep me. And then he was like, oh.
I made a big mistake.
And the budget was slashed on this as well.
Yeah?
And why does... Right, Shao Kahn's meant to be intimidating, yeah.
Oh, I was just about to get into it.
And he is intimidating in most of the games. Given he gets battered a few times, yeah, whatever.
Well, he's a villain and all.
Right, in this, right, explain to me why I've seen more intimidating chipmunks. They go, give him a skull, give him a skull mask. Oh,
well, they saw the casting and they thought, this will be glorious. Yeah, no, it's bad. The casting's bad. I mean, Shao Kahn is probably the worst. Sindel, I think, is arguably worse.
Sindel is acting like it's a fucking porn movie.
Too bad you will die.
and then it's like, boom,
yeah.
It's like, no, she's terrible.
Yeah.
They do expand more upon the Katana and Liu Kang love thing.
Yeah, they do.
That's like the only decent character development.
Yeah.
Raiden, right, go on, you do the Raiden part, because this is...
Raiden and Shao Kahn are brothers in this? Why are they brothers?
And Raiden becomes mortal for next to no reason.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like excited as well.
He's like, I'm a bloke with...
He turns up in his...
haircut.
Yeah, he gets a nice army trim, rocks up with some cargo shorts and a fishing jacket.
How do you like my new movie studio haircut, boys?
Do you reckon they run out of money, right, for the costumes? They were like, just give him some cargo shorts and a fishing jacket.
Yeah. He looks like he's retired. He's going on his holiday with his wife.
Do you know what would be funny?
Walking holiday.
It'd be funny if it turns out that wasn't even acting. Like, the actor was so excited to play Raiden that was a genuine reaction to be on set.
He's like, hey! They're like, no, don't. No, it's going to be bad.
Like, don't release this film.
Yeah,
Your studio fucked my movie.
Your studio cut my hair before the movie began. That's expressly forbidden against movie rules. Yeah, no, there's nothing good about this film.
Can you explain the plot of it to me? Because I can't really... Or even to everyone else, because I can't really gauge it correctly.
I can't. I'm rubbing my... If you can't... Well, you can't see me, but I'm rubbing my head by you. I'm rubbing my temples.
Right, I'm going to... Right, you'll correct me, because I feel like it'll come to you, because you actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
So, is it... Right, so it picks up right after this one, obviously. Shao Kahn, there's a bit of a cliffhanger in the last one. Shao Kahn's like, right, time for revenge. We're gonna do Mortal Kombat for real this time.
Yeah.
And
I don't
it isn't,
think so.
But it isn't actual Mortal Kombat. It's the invasion of Earthrealm.
Well, that's MK3. That's what I was gonna say. They get so they do the MK3 story, which I get because MK2 is just another tournament.
Yes.
Earthrealm wins. Then Shao Kahn's like, "Oh, we do another one," and Rain's like, "No,
Rematch."
Yeah, basically.
But what a sore loser.
Yeah. And Rain's like, "Well, we back to do," and he's like, "Well, we're gonna do it." So, I get why they do MK3 because it's a bigger storyline. I mean, there's an invasion and stuff. I like that, but they just do too much. There's generally about 25 characters in this.
They do.
That was like a rough estimate.
They have too many characters, not enough money, not enough time, not enough acting prowess.
Oh God, no.
They lost Paul W.S. Anderson. So again, as much as the first movie was his genuine first movie, at least it was his baby.
Yeah.
He could have come on to this and gone, yeah, this isn't right.
So what was the reason, actually, that...
I just think he turned it down, to be honest with you.
Can we pull that shit up, Frank?
See if you can find that.
He probably must have read the script or something and was like, I'm not doing this.
He was like, right, so my one was bad.
Yeah. Well, at least, mine one was, decent.
At least you smile at my one.
Yeah. And again, with the Scorpion and Sub-Zero thing, Shang Tsung's not around now, so why are they still... minions? Scorpion literally kidnaps Princess Katana and he goes, "Suckers!" What
if they're like the minions from Despicable Me? They just have to be following someone evil at all times.
Get over here, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Well, the guys, could you imagine that was the plot? If Scorpion takes his mask off, he's a minion underneath. Bye-bye, banana. He's instead of the hook, the harpoon is a banana on a string. That'd be a different kind of movie.
That would be 10 points. Doug Walker would enjoy that. Doug Walker would very much enjoy that. That's winning us Pop Quiz Hot Shot, that is.
Soon. We are geniuses, if anyone's out there.
Yeah.
Also, right, the effects are bad in the first one. Let's be... The effects in this don't even look like effects.
It's because they relied too much... Well, I mean, there's all CGI anyway, but, they relied too much...
The thing is, you think, right, if they realise it didn't work in the first movie, you'd think they turn around and go, "Oh, we're going to dial this down."
Yeah.
They thought, "No, let's just make more."
Yeah.
With less money. Yeah. What sense does that make? What logic are they operating on you?
I don't know. Well, they've got to spend money to make money, okay?
Your studio interference destroyed my movie. Again.
It's funny because there is an interview with Christopher Lambert at a con and someone's like, "So why didn't you do MK Annihilation?" He's like, "Well..."
You joking?
Yeah, he's like, "Did you watch it?" He's like, "Well, I read the script and there's no heart." He's like, "You can't do it if there's no heart." And I respect that, but at the same time, it was an easy call, really.
Oh,
Such
yeah.
an easy call.
He read the first line, no.
Yeah. Well, Lyndon Ashby didn't even come back just to die.
Oh my god, because his neck snapped.
Yeah. He's like, "Shadow King." Oh, I'm dead.
And Sonya was recast.
Yeah.
She went on. She didn't turn it down when she didn't like the script. She turned it down to be in I Know What You Did Last Summer. And the funny thing is, she wasn't even a leading role. She was the sister of Sarah Michelle Gellar's character who got murdered.
Oh, okay.
So she would rather die
than live.
Yeah.
To be in that movie.
She'd rather die as a side character in that than be one of the top roles in this movie.
It says enough about that, doesn't it?
It really does. I guess I don't know how young she is. She knew. She turned around and thought, right, my career's up and come in. I do not want to destroy my career.
I may be young, I'm not naive.
Yeah, exactly. Annihilation is a piece of utter, disgusting, vile, decrepit, insert other horrible description words.
Well, the funny thing is, it annihilated a chance of another sequel, because there's going to be a third one called Mortal Kombat Devastation, and I think they wanted W.S. Anderson to come back, but I think because it bombed so bad, they were like,
bombed?
Absolutely not.
Nuked.
I bet this one made minus dollars in the box office. They had to give people money back.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I really just. There's nothing for me to say about this movie because it's so shit.
Yeah.
Not even shit in a good way. It's just shit.
Yeah. It's just.
It's the kind of thing.
It's just messy.
Yeah. You watch once and it's not even like. You watch it and you're watching it like, oh, okay, I'll get to the end. And that's it. No, you watch it thinking, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
It's not a case of watching, like I said, you get to the end, you go, oh, I watched that, I won't watch it again, though. This is one of those very few films that you put in your head on a little notepad to never watch ever again.
It's funny because they both stick with you even after one viewing. The first one you go, that was really enjoyable, like, I've got a soft spot for that. The second one you watch and you go, wow, what a piece of shit.
You do. You actually do. You think somebody opened the pits of hell and made a movie, yeah?
I like seeing the characters on screen, I do, but like, I would, that's not a good thing though, do you know what I mean? I just like looking at them, I don't like the fact that they're there.
I'm quite guilty of that actually in quite recent things. Like DC, for example, right? I'm not going to lie to you. I cut them a lot of slack because I love the characters, for example, and I just like seeing them on screen.
Yeah.
Because what other chance are you going to get to see these characters? And Mortal Kombat especially, like DC will have 100 reboots, let's be honest.
Of course, yeah.
But like Mortal Kombat, when are you going to see them on screen?
No, exactly. I think we were lucky to get as many as we did in the new one.
Yeah.
Like you said, Cabal.
Cabal, and why?
And he looked good as well, though.
He looked good, but it's Cabal.
yeah.
Let's be honest, he looked good, but why Cabal?
You're going to annoy a lot of Cabal fans of this, Josh.
Well, the two guys out there are like Cabal. I'm sure.
Well, they're out there.
Well, I can guarantee there are more smoke fans than Cabal. Put smoking in his head, then.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with
that. And if Sub-Zero's a bad guy in this one, wouldn't it make sense that they're working together? Because they're both part of the fucking Lin Kuei.
Yeah, true.
See?
Alright, so we'll get into the new one, and then we'll talk about MK as a whole, we'll talk about the games and stuff.
Okay.
I know we've glossed over the new one anyway, but what were the things that stood out to you in the main one, and then what didn't you like?
What, of the new one?
Yeah.
Right, I did like most of the representations of the characters.
Yeah.
Most. I didn't like that Scorpion was underutilized.
Yeah, especially because he's like, I mean, he's not the main character, but he is the biggest character. I mean, he's the one that everyone knows. Even people that don't know Mortal Kombat know, get over here!
Right,
you know
and this is more of a personal pet peeve than it is an insult to the movie. Sub-Zero's a great villain in this.
Yeah,
he's intimidated. Yeah. But Sub-Zero isn't that evil. Like, he's just not that comically evil.
Bi-Han isn't that evil, no.
But why?
Well, not yet.
Okay.
He becomes evil. Well, not evil. He's called Noob, but not in canon.
You go, I'm Sludge.
I'm getting into it. Yeah.
I'm Sludge Man. I'm Tarmac.
Yeah. It's me, your nemesis Scorpion, Tarmac. He goes,
no, I can't do that.
David Rhodes voice.
Not the tar monster from Scooby-Doo.
He's like, that's right, Scorpion, the tar monster. Oh no, it's
I
Scooby-Doo.
I feel like the main character in this, the protagonist, Cole, as well as the actor is likeable and a nice guy.
I hate him.
Why is the character in this? Well, we know why he's in there.
Studio interference.
Character insert, that's what they wanted.
Yeah, they want. Right, so apparently they wanted someone to relate to, and for non-fans to know, Liu Kang's right there, and he's casted perfectly.
Oh, he is.
Look how much he looks like Liu Kang.
But they don't know.
No, well, Cole Young, even though he gets beaten, gets his ass handed to him, and he gets his shit kicked in. You know what I mean? He's the one.
I really liked. I like Raiden in this. I like Raiden quite a bit.
Yeah, would you prefer him over Christopher Lambert?
Personally, yeah. Personally, I would. Like, again, that's just a personal thing. It's not, again, a lot of the things about this movie, the thing I don't like, it isn't about the film. The film itself is fine. It's just little things, like, I would dislike about it, rather than the movie being bad because of those things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hate Cole Young. I don't like that the characters get their special powers after killing people.
Not even just that, I hate that they get special powers. Like, can't they just be born with these abilities?
Like, why can't Liu Kang just, like, unlock a power? Well, I suppose he did, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, why can't that just be something he has? You know what I mean? It's otherworldly anyway, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be rooted.
Magic exists in this universe.
Yeah, it's flat out God's beings.
So why couldn't it just be explained that the leader of the defenders, or, like, basically the leader of each realm, gives their fighters abilities to fight?
Why couldn't Raiden just give him fire powers? Sorted.
I know,
God.
I know he's only a demigod, but let's be real. You know what? Actually, I know MK11 came out same time. Actually,
2017, just before.
MK11 was 2019.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't think about Aftermath?
No.
Oh, okay.
2019. I'm pretty sure because 3 years ago, the development cycle. The new one's due next year.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Sorry, I've lost my train of thought a bit.
Sorry.
There, actually.
You talk about Raiden and then.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. So MK11, Raiden gives his powers to Liu Kang, and because Fire God, Liu Kang, obviously. So why couldn't he just give a little bit of his powers to the people in the movie?
Yeah.
Fine then, wouldn't it?
Sonya, she doesn't have to have powers. She has special forces guns. Jax has his arms. You know what I mean?
You know what? Jax's baby arms are so funny.
Yeah.
Just tiny. It's
Oh, they do work. I'm getting crushed.
Help! I can't move anything. And he was a lad now.
I don't like that they gloss over all the characters. Like Melina, for example, is a clone of Katana. Yeah, that's been the same. That's still the same.
Yeah, but
Why is she there without Katana? What's she doing there?
they've locked her in a cage.
Yeah, but where is Katana?
Corporate cage. I found again. I like the cheese in this quite a bit. Like it's a nice cheese. It's like that's a nice.
It is quite a, you know. I enjoy the end when they've lost the villains and Shang Tsung is like, we'll be back, Raiden. We're gonna be back and bigger. And Raiden's like, oh fuck off. And he just zaps him. You know.
No.
Yeah. Get out.
Get out.
You know, the moments like that did make me smile. I did enjoy that.
I felt the pacing was a bit weird in this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was because, like I said, there's just so many characters, so many things to do. They're jumping around. They jump to Scorpion. He's gone. You see the villains. And you see Cole Young. And then do you know what I mean?
And then you know, eventually it's like two plots, isn't it? Really, and that's it. And they merge into one.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like okay.
It doesn't feel connected though, does it?
Yeah, it feels quite disjointed. Really.
Yeah.
And not in the way where you can ignore it in the first one because there's so much character.
Yeah.
In this, it's like there are good parts of this movie, but there's no feeling to it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like again, it feels quite like a bit of a product, really.
Yeah, and they also don't even get to the tournament. I know they're building that for the sequel, but why is it before the tournament? They're in a cave. For like 90% of the movie.
Let's be honest now. There's a lot of MK original trilogy bias going on.
Yeah.
So I feel
even
like
in the games.
So what I imagine they're going to do is, as you're probably going to say now,
yeah.
Obviously they've done that now. The actual tournament's going to be in the second movie. And then if they do the invasion again, that'll be in the third movie. I imagine. Wrap things up.
So at the end of MK 2021, they hint at a very famous character come in towards the end, Mr. Jonathan Cage. But we don't know. Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Jonathan Carlton.
Jonathan.
I hope not. He's in shape. But they don't know they haven't announced who's playing him yet. And I've seen some interesting fan castings.
Go on, hit me with the fan castings.
Well, I've seen two people in particular that I think one would suit more than the other. I've seen a lot of people on Chris Pratt, which I think would suit a lot. But I've also seen a lot of people say Ryan Reynolds, and to me that doesn't really work.
Oh my god!
I think I think his humour is quite different from Johnny Cage's humour.
Oh.
I won't believe it. I don't know.
Oh, Chris Pratt. I can see why you'd like it. I'm not going to lie to you. I can actually see it.
You know, it's more than Mario Garfield, but I digress. We move.
I have one person in mind actually. A pretty famous guy.
And who's that then?
His name's Ethan Thomas. He's an aspiring actor.
So
he's currently based in London.
So studios, if you're listening,
he's a pretty cool guy. That's what I'm saying. And let's be honest, they looks like him, so it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't really have any fan casts of Johnny Cage, really.
No.
Being honest.
And the thing is, because they're not big names in the movie either, it's kind of jarring to put such a big actor in it, but I suppose it would work at the same time because he's meant to be a famous actor anyway.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about it like that actually.
Yeah.
Like you'd be kind of like a wasted potential to use an unknown, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of like you could like poke fun of Hollywood.
Exactly.
In that sense, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I personally would like Chris Pratt. I wouldn't say he's perfect, but I think it works.
Well, I still wanted Chris Pratt as a young Indiana Jones, but look what happened there. Look what he did there.
No, I don't think. I think Harrison Ford said he wouldn't allow that to happen.
No.
No, he's like older than he's old as old.
I want to smoke pot.
He's as old as the relics he's finding now.
No more Indiana Jones.
So it's not Han Solo. He's fine.
I'm reading here, boys, that Lyndon Ashby has been in a few interviews. He said he'd be happy to either come back as Johnny Cage or as Johnny Cage's mentor.
Oh, do you know what would be cool if they didn't do the time travel shit for MK11 and he played the older version of Johnny Cage?
That would be cool, yeah.
Like as like a throwaway thing. You know what I mean? That'd be nice.
I was going to say I would have preferred. I would have preferred. No offense to the actor. He's a fine actor. I just don't think he did as well. I think Hiroyuki Tawaga could have come back as Shang Tsung. Yeah,
because Shang Tsung can be young and old.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's his thing. He absorbs more souls to look younger, but he's always he's usually depicted as being ancient.
And I suppose you could just have him as fan service. And not because he is good as well. He's a good actor.
Exactly.
And again, he was using Aftermath for MK11, wasn't he? So clearly he's doing something well.
Yeah, exactly.
You could use him at the beginning, and if you really want to have another actor, just recast him as he gets younger.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
No, actually, it would have been a decent Raiden, I think, right, off the top of my head. Would be Ken Watanabe.
Oh, okay.
I quite like him, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I think he's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's pretty
like that.
He's very warm and likeable as well.
Yeah. I never thought that.
Neither did I until now. and I think he's very underutilised in Hollywood as well.
Yeah.
I've seen him in Godzilla. I've seen him in Detective Pikachu, and that's pretty much it. But I know he's in more, and I kind of want to hunt down where else he's in. So I feel like it'd be I know they've got a Raiden already, but if they wanted to, recast, although I like the cast anyway. But I'm just saying,
So what characters would you both like to see in the sequel then? Because it has been greenlit, so it is happening.
I want to see the Cyber Initiative.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the boys. I'm gonna see more of Lin Kuei actually. I definitely want to see more. I know he's already been in it, but I want to see more of Bihan.
Not Frost.
Yeah, no. It's too early at least, but probably don't put her in anyway.
Smoke, though,
yeah. Yeah, I would like Smoke. Frank, is there anyone you'd like to see?
Cabal.
Well, he's in it.
He's already there.
I want to see him more.
Well, he might really wish you to know.
Kano's dead now, isn't he?
Well, the thing is, this is interesting because the director said that even though characters have died, that doesn't mean they're not coming back. Which I think kind of takes away from it. But it is in MK fashion for characters to die and come back, because think about it, everyone's died.
That's fair.
Johnny Cage has died in canon about 3 or 4 times.
There's more. Nightwolf.
Okay, yeah. Well, they hinted at Nightwolf.
Yeah, he's on the picture on the wall.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Katana and Nightwolf.
Yeah, Katana needs to be in it. They've put Melina in it now. I think it's stupid.
Right, actually, they are my two. Right there, Katana and Nightwolf.
Obviously, I want to see Shao Kahn, Baraka.
Do you want Quan Chi, mate?
No, I don't, and I never want to. I never want to see his pasty bald head for the long.
His hatred. He's the best character. The most development.
Yeah, if you ask the devs, they'd say that.
I think he's the hottest one as well.
What about Cassie Cage?
No, God, no.
Well, no, because you have to go down a really weird timeline thing then.
Well, Johnny isn't even in it yet, so you hold your horses right from.
So you're 25 years in the future, flat out.
Yeah, literally 25, yeah.
And if you have Cassie, you've got to have the Kombat kids, and and they have to introduce their parents and stuff. Obviously, I know that Cassie, Johnny isn't there yet, as you said.
Yeah.
Jax is there for Jackie, but
But Jax is still young. They're all 20 odds. Do you know what I mean?
Kenshi isn't about. Oh, actually, I think Kenshi would be pretty
Kenshi.
cool as a mentor role, though.
Yeah, but you know what? Speaking of the Kombat kids, I reckon Takeda could have just taken Cole Young's place easily.
Oh, that would have been
great. Gets it because Cole Young is related to.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You're making me jogging my head.
And Scorpion is Takeda's mentor. It just writes itself, and that appeals to fans.
Tell you what I don't want to see though, Devora.
Oh God, no. Never.
This one is not going to be in live action form.
I hope not. I hope she never is.
Oh, I hate Devora so much.
Right, so we'll get into it now. So we'll talk about our experience with the games. We'll go from the older ones, we'll get into the new ones. We'll work our way up. So,
okay, I'm going to be honest with you. My real experience with Mortal Kombat is NetherRealm onwards. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
That's fine,
that is it for me, really.
I know you're not the biggest fan of the older games either.
Yeah, not that I didn't.
Not that you hate them, but
I just haven't had the chance. I appreciate them for what they are. I know the lore. I've dived into that.
Yeah,
and it's not as accessible now as it would have been. Obviously, I don't have the facilities for that big man.
Yeah,
but I've tried my best. And I love Mortal Kombat 9. I love it. Yeah. Absolutely adore it. And I even really enjoyed playing the Injustice games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the same studio, and obviously a lot of MK characters make cameo appearances, DLC and stuff. It works. And there's obviously MK versus DC.
Obviously, I know you've played all of them.
Yeah, pretty much. The only ones I haven't played are MK 1, 2, and 4.
Oh, so you're a big 3D era guy.
Yeah. Well, I grew up on them. I played Deception, Armageddon, Shaolin Monks. Me and my dad used to play there. A lot when I was growing up. My first experiences with them, so I hold them sort of
quite close to your
right
heart,
in my sternum, right in the sternum.
Well, fair enough. So you say that because my first exposure to Mortal Kombat was with my dad when he bought MK9 literally when it came out, in 2011.
Yeah.
And I remember really being interested watching him playing it, and I used to enjoy watching him play games all the time, but like there was something about MK9. There's a few games that stuck with me actually, like he played, but like MK9, I was thinking like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool.
And it's still, when I was playing it recently, and like it's still good to this. It still looks good.
For
like a 10, 11 year old game.
It has a bit of an art style to it as well.
It does, yeah.
While MK10 is a bit of like the ugly stepchild when it comes to like graphically.
Yeah, I
plays
would say so.
very well.
I love MK10.
MK11, right? I feel like we are going to go back to MK9 by the way, but we're just kind of like going on graphics.
Yeah.
MK11, on the other hand, it looks amazing.
It looks great.
But it and most of the characters play well, but the ones that don't bring the entire game down overall on a story stretch.
We'll get
to that.
Yeah.
So, MK9 story.
Okay, so I like mostly what they did. There's some bits and pieces I don't really like. The Sindel part, I don't like
nukes everyone,
and they don't even use their powers, and they go one by one. They don't gang up on her, and it's just a bit
contrived.
Yeah, I think they kind of. Well, I mean, I think NRS have been criticised for this a lot, and I know we've done this recently that their villain characters are jokes. They don't give any. I don't like how they handle Shao Kahn in any game.
That is the only scene where the villain wins.
Yeah, and it's a bit contrived, as you said.
It's just
a bit contrived. Is a bit compliment.
They wrote themselves into a corner, and they knew if they left all those heroes on the board, then it would have made it too hard for Shao Kahn to win at the end.
Yeah.
He didn't win anyway, but I'm trying to say is like there'd be no chance then.
Yeah.
So they thought, how can we just wipe them off the board?
Yeah.
Kill them all in 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was it.
Like chumps. And like you said, there's a lot of original trilogy bias because no 3D I mean, like some people like Boraicho, Li Mei are in MKX. Boraicho can play as not Li Mei, but like you don't see anyone else. I mean Kenshi as well.
Yeah.
Kenshi.
Well, does Kenshi like? I know he is, but like, he doesn't feel like a 3D era character, though, does he?
No, I suppose not. But because he fits so well into it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what,
someone like Cobra's not going to be in any game anytime soon because he sucks.
Most of the 3D era characters, they just look like generic. Okay, this is kind of like making a point, but like, it's just generic fighter stock images. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I said, Cobra was based off Ken from
Evil Asian General Man.
Yeah, Reiko.
Yeah, literally, that's it. And there's Havoc.
Yeah, I don't mind Havoc. I don't think they do enough with him though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's just
he's in the NetherRealm canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the comics, isn't he?
He is.
Comics.
But where are they in the games?
Oh well, that's asshole.
Well, they're there. Taven. That's my biggest problem with MK9 story. Actually, since you've mentioned and I've mentioned him, so Taven is the protagonist of MK Armageddon. He's the one that's got to stop Blaze and Armageddon from happening. It's not treated as canon, but like in his ending, he defeats Blaze obviously, and he doesn't stop Armageddon. So why is it then that they reckon it to Shao Kahn winning? He gets carried off in the intro. By Onaga, who's superior to him.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, he flies off.
Yeah, so how is he going to kill him, who's way bigger and stronger?
So is this another timeline?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Is it just a separate timeline?
Oh, it just hit me. They've just retconned it with fucking Kronika, haven't they? They could just because she has said, "I've restarted the timeline 100,000 times."
Why? Why? So why does Shinnok need a mother? Why do you need a sister?
Needs a sexy mother.
Yeah.
He needs a sexy, weird deity mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what they basically said, isn't it? They've been like, between games, she was fiddling around.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I suppose it does kind of bring every other MK stuff into canon then. The cartoon, I suppose, is canon in a separate timeline. MK versus DC is canon to a separate timeline. But that's just
so lazy. Just keep the continuity.
Just pay attention to what you're adapting.
Now we know that the Crown exists. It's an easy way to turn around after fucking up and going, new timeline.
So what are they going to do now? Because, the end of Aftermath, there's two separate endings, but like, are they going to retcon it again? Are we going to have a new timeline? I
feel like it's going to follow Liu Kang's ending, and he's going to destroy the Crown because it's too much power.
Yeah. So then...
And the thing is, that is with his character as well.
Yeah, of course it is, to be fair, but like, are we just going to follow Liu Kang and Tala from the dawn of time? Where did you go from there?
Then he went back to Kung Lao, didn't he?
He did.
Kung Lao the Great,
the Great Kung Lao, yeah. But like...
He battered Goro, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Have that.
Oh wait, no, I think Goro killed him.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. That's why. Then the new Kung Lao hates Goro because
not very great then, is he?
No, he's not. No.
So why you got the great Kung Lao? He got battered by Goro
because he was hard until then. Well, Goro's a half-dragon, four-armed freak, so he gets that one.
But give me your evidence that he was the great before that. Then who was he fighting? Couldn't fight
Goro's father.
Well,
I don't know.
What I can see, he couldn't fight the fucking cold apparently. So I don't know about that. Jesus Christ, man. And again, I love MK9 though. You know, like you said, that the MK original trilogy bias does show a lot because it's those stories retold, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
The gameplay is amazing. I say amazing. It's very good.
It is good. I personally prefer MK9 and MKX's style of gameplay. I'm not the biggest fan of MK11, but
I'm talking about MK9 now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And you know what I really enjoyed about this one, like MK9? I feel like everybody had their time to shine.
Yeah,
like in the story mode.
Yeah, even Curtis Stryker.
What? What was that?
You know, the famous fan favourite, Curtis Stryker.
Oh, I don't know who that is. What, that bland cardboard cutout? Do you mean that one? Yeah.
The overpowered bland cardboard cutout.
Yeah, because they had to do something with him.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd just be mean to make him boring and shit.
I mean, he's generally in like 3 games. Gotta give him something other than when he's punched Molina at the start of Armageddon.
Well, sadly, they give him a place in the game.
You
know, it's unfortunate, but it happened.
And he's never seen again.
I'm joking. I'm being a bit fucking mean about this, to be honest. But you know, everyone has their time. Everyone that has a chapter in the story has their time to shine.
Yeah, even people who don't play as.
Even Cyrax had his time to shine. I forgot Cyrax even had a chapter.
Yeah,
and I like the fact that it was a chapter when he was human.
Yeah,
because it kind of makes it you feel not attracted. Sorry, I'm attracted to the character. It makes you feel. It makes you. Oh, it's Polygon Spice. You're compelled to like follow him a bit more. So when he does become a cyborg, you know he doesn't want to be. So when you see him, you're like, oh.
Yeah, it gives more into his character.
Yeah, oh no.
Yeah,
insight into what he wants. He's not just I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Right. So something interesting that NetherRealm games have done is bringing guest characters. As you know, MK9 had Kratos in the PlayStation version and Freddy Krueger in all versions.
And their first original character as well, isn't it? They had
Scarlet.
I like Scarlet.
I do like I like Scarlet. I forgot she was.
I liked her so much, right? I didn't even know that she was an OC NetherRealm's character. I thought she was an OG.
Yeah, she was based off. She's based off a rumor that there was a red katana in MK2, and then they were like, "How would we make that a real thing?"
Do it.
Yeah, and MKX then brought Leatherface, Jason, Predator.
I like pretty much every character that's been introduced. I'm not gonna lie.
I think they all suit.
One of them.
And then MK11 took a different route with 80s action movies with
and you know what?
RoboCop,
and
Rambo.
obviously some of the classic characters as well.
Yeah. So what I'm going to ask about is what are some characters from movies or games or any media? Well, Spawn is a comic book character. That was MK11. So what other characters do you like from any media now that hasn't been MK
any
that
media.
you would like to be in
so
MK?
I could literally just, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Sky's the limit.
Oh my god, that, you know, alright, put me a bit on the spot now, aren't you? I probably, right, am I going to have to pull a Smash Bros and be like, it's too big?
I know what you're going to say.
I don't think so, because I actually don't know.
You were going to say Godzilla, I thought.
A part of me thought Godzilla.
I could hear it in your head, you're rattling around in your head.
Godzilla. Oh my god, this is really hard.
Yeah, I know, it is a big question.
Because it's all of media.
Yeah.
The entirety of everything that has ever happened.
You know, I thought it was just movies, but I remembered Spawn. What
about you, Frank? Like,
I wouldn't mind seeing all the characters from Injustice. So all the DC characters fighting them.
You know what, actually.
Yeah. Well, Joker was at MK11. I'm remembering more characters now as I'm speaking.
I'd like to see Doc Brown. I want to see Emmett Brown get his
Great
race.
Scott, you're dead!
Just told you about them.
Runs over them with the DeLorean.
Could you, I don't know, maybe Ezio from the Assassin's Creed. I know it never happened, you know, it wouldn't, but like, that could be unique, you know?
Well, people are throwing around that John Wick was going to be in MK11, and Keanu Reeves even said he was
he's in Fortnite.
Oh, yeah. Well, John Wick. Keanu Reeves even said that, I don't want to be it, don't put my character in it.
No, he will end up in Multiverses first, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they own
definitely.
him in there. So.
Well, I reckon, Warner Brothers.
I was going to say Ninja Turtles, but they're already in it.
Oh, yeah.
They're in Injustice.
Yeah. Warner Brothers, I think it's time you throw some MK characters in multiverses. I think you should just go for it, because, you own them.
They're the same franchise?
Yeah, you own them, so, if you listen, not you will listen to people like us, but, if someone listening to this podcast, put them in.
Do you know who would be quite a fun character to be in multiverses or probably not Mortal Kombat because it's a bit too funny?
Yeah.
Is Emmett from the Lego Movie.
That'd be cute.
Quirky, wouldn't it?
That'd be cute.
And it would work as well.
Yeah.
What if... Oh, Batman's already in Injustice. What if Batman was in Mortal Kombat? Because everyone goes, Batman, that's cool, yeah.
I think that's why they put Joker in, because they didn't want Batman to straight up murder people. That's why they have heroic brutalities in MK versus DC.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
I want Aubrey. I want Aubrey the plant.
Audrey 2.
Audrey 2, sorry.
Not Audrey.
Audrey.
Oh, Seymour.
Yeah. No, he doesn't want the plant. He wants the female.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. You're right.
And Mushnick in as well, and Oren may as well.
Oren
would fit.
I can imagine this brutality.
Oh, actually,
he pins him down
I've
from the
got
head
it.
to shake
Boys, I've got it. I know this wouldn't happen ever. Actually, it could now. Actually. No, it wouldn't actually. I want Darth fucking Vader. I know he's in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, well, so was Spawn. Yeah.
Just think about it. Darth Vader, brutal as fuck, especially in the new Disney canon. They're not afraid to show how powerful he is.
You know what? I do enjoy that.
Could you imagine a Darth Vader fatality?
That would be cool. Unfortunately, I think Disney would play well because
play well and do nothing. There'd be no chance.
Unless Disney are buying Mortal Kombat.
I want.
Please, Christ, no. By the way,
I want Shia LaBeouf playing Sam Witwicky.
I want Shia LaBeouf.
I just want Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. I don't even know who I'd add myself, to be honest, because, like I said, it's a big question, isn't it?
And the thing about them fighting, haven't they?
Yeah, and the thing is, it shows that they will add anyone.
Ghost Rider.
Oh,
that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Again, Disney though. But it would suit though. It would suit. Yeah. I'm not pushing on your idea. I think it's great.
Yeah, I just think in now. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to think about because, like, again, you have all of media to pull upon.
Yeah.
So what can you do?
Well, a lot of people ask for Michael Myers being MK11, they did Jason, but I feel like I know they're separate characters, but I feel like
they got the same fighting styles.
Big man with a knife, I think, is a bit too similar.
Well, the Dead by Daylight games actually they had a similar problem because back when that game came out, obviously it wasn't as big as it is now.
Yeah.
So a lot of the killers were just inspired by real life killers. They couldn't afford to get them in the game.
Yeah.
The game blew up. So what happened then?
They put the characters in.
But then their characters were still there. Like the hillbilly, who was obviously Leatherface.
Yeah.
So people then disregarded the original characters.
And and their other famous character, Devil Dream Man Knife Hands.
Yeah, he's gone now.
Yeah.
Awesome OC, by the way.
Yeah.
Cackling evil Doctor Man.
Well, yeah.
Gone.
Well, what a lot of people have been talking about, which I think would be tits in a not tits as in actual tits, I mean as in good, is that they just make a horror fighting horror game horror character fighting game.
It exists.
Oh.
There is a fan developed one actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the name. It's been around for a while and it actually plays quite well.
Oh, what is Devil?
Come on, pull that shit up, man.
Is Devil Dream Knife Hands in it? Devil Dream Man Knife Hands in it?
Of course he is. You know he
Devil
is.
Dream Knife Hands Fedora Man.
Slicey McMurdo.
Yeah.
What's the name of the developers?
I don't know. Just look up horror fighting game, I guess.
Horror fighting game. Okay.
You know what? I want Jack the Ripper to be. I want real person Jack the Ripper.
I want Ed Gein and Jack the Ripper.
We could famous murderers.
Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper.
I got it, boys. It's Terradrome. Reign of the Legends.
There you go.
What is this? Is real horror characters? That was genuine.
Yeah, it's genuine characters.
Yeah, look, they got Freddy. They got Jason.
Oh my god!
I think that's King Kong.
We'll have to play it.
Whoa! What the? He's too big.
He's too big.
I got Michael Myers.
Michelin Man.
Let's
Gordon
see.
Ramsay.
The scariest of them all.
Oh, sorry, it's not King Kong. It's the Sasquatch.
Oh. Sassy.
There's another rumour that's been flying around, is that Ed Boon recently said that he would like to do a Marvel fighting game. A lot of people I'm indifferent.
Really? Yeah, I'm indifferent.
Really?
I just think they need to do something new. Like, you finish off, but I've got an idea of what I want. But go on. Right, honestly, I think you're going to like this.
Yeah.
So, you're a huge fan of the 3D era games, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
So, say NetherRealms were like, okay, 2D is at its moment now. Everyone loves 2D, but we'll give that to someone else, and we're going to work on this now.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about Godzilla? The fighting game Godzilla had?
Yes.
I think it's not Destroy All Monsters. That's a movie.
something like
it's
that.
It's a 3D arena fighting
It was like a
game.
GameCube title,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Xbox around that era.
Yeah.
I feel like NetherRealm could make a really good monster fighting game in like a 3-dimensional kind of situation.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
And then, like, you know, all the kaijus could be fighting.
Yeah,
So,
get King Kong.
there are 2 things that blokes love, right? Okay, maybe 3, you know. Maybe you like your girlfriend if you've got one. You like alcohol.
Or if you pretend you've got one.
Yeah, you like lager, right? And you like to see big monsters punch each other.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a monster punch another monster for quite some time, so
No.
I feel like I'm unsatisfied in my life.
Yeah.
If I don't see another monster punch a monster very soon, I'm going to die a sad man.
Yeah, Josh, that game's called Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee.
I just missed out Melee.
Yeah.
There you go. Way.
I wonder if Nintendo had were unhappy with it.
Yeah,
We've already got a fighting game on the GameCube, right, called Melee.
Well, it was out on the GameCube as well, so...
Yeah, GameCube, original Xbox, and I don't think it was out... PS2 as well.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. That's why a lot of people. It's interesting that you said that you were indifferent to Marvel fighting game because a lot of people have been asking for a Marvel versus DC fighting game.
Oh, again, I'm fatigued.
Yeah.
I'm fatigued on this shit. Like, if I've had my Injustice, and I love Injustice. I've had my Mortal Kombat. I don't really like Street Fighter.
No, I'm not the biggest fan of Street Fighter.
I really don't like Marvel vs. Capcom.
I like the second one.
I
don't care for the third one.
I just don't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't. I'm tired of it. Do you know what I mean? That's why, like, Multiverse is another breath, like, fresh air. It kind of, I played Melee for the first time, like, Smash Bros, like, 4 years ago, and it took me off guard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not just like the play styles and stuff. I'm quite bored of seeing these characters in these situations now.
Yeah. It is a bit overplayed.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I would like obviously a Marvel vs DC fight. Just the intros alone that you could do, I think could work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it'd be bad. It would probably be really good. It's just I'm just so fatigued by it all at this point. I think it's time to give us some new content. Like, look at Batman, the Arkham series. That was original.
Yeah.
And everyone loves the Arkham games. They're amazing.
Yeah, and Spider-Man did very well.
But
now,
now,
used a similar combat system.
But now we just get the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Because they're too scared to bring out new like properties because they're scared it's not going to do well.
Well, I agree with Mortal Kombat. I think they should go back to some of their older roots with the Conquest. Make an RPG. Because the Conquest games are similar to RPGs. I'd say make a Mortal Kombat RPG.
But the crypt exists.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say go for it. I think they're scared. Like you said, they just want to do the same thing. I say go different. I mean, MK Mythologies and Special Forces weren't great, but you learn past that. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, you learn.
Look at Sonic, for example, right? Not probably the best track record for diving away, but maybe that's its own episode one day, but they've done different things.
Yeah, they're testing the waters, and to be fair, I don't know if they know it works, but
no.
they are still trying.
Yeah.
At least the movies are good.
Yeah.
At least the movies are good. It's not just Jim Carrey, even though, he is, let's be honest, he's most of it, but it's not just Jim Carrey. The point being is, the Sonic games are ever-changing. They don't stick to one thing.
Frontiers is going to be something different again.
And, I don't like the looks of it, but that's because I'm not a huge Sonic fan anyway.
Yeah.
I am a bit biased when it comes to the old Sonic games. I do like the original, like on the Mega Drive. I think the originals, like the first three I actually enjoy.
Yeah.
I kind of like Sonic Unleashed.
I like Sonic Unleashed.
Because again, it's just again, so trying something new. It doesn't have to be great, but they have the conas.
Exactly, yeah.
So why not give us a 3D Mortal Kombat game, or is it a monster fighting game, or something along those lines?
Well, that reminded me, going back to the guest characters thing. I don't know if either of you were familiar with Mugen or Mugen. I don't know what it's called.
You're making up things now.
But basically, it's like a fan-made fighting game and stuff, and like all characters in it. I mean, like you've got like Homer Simpson fighting like Barney the dinosaur. Do you know what I mean? But there's a few Mortal Kombat fan games which are 2D, and they've got like I said, everyone. They've got Michael Myers.
Everybody's here.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, is it like the Melee mod where it's everyone?
Yeah.
It's literally it's called like Melee everyone.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So like, I think it just goes to show that fans want something new. Fans want new things. Obviously, there will be those purists that will want fighting games, and of course, it's fighting game franchise. But like, at least like in the old games, give us different modes. Give us different like stuff, because once you do the ladder, once you do story mode, sometimes you get a bit bored. I know you do.
I do, and the thing is, I'm someone who likes to grind, obviously. Not grind, like, I like to complete the game almost 100%, if not 100%.
Yeah.
Now, I will do it, however long it takes me, to be fair.
Even if something you don't like.
But when it is like a catastrophic grind, you know, like you're like 50 hours in, and you're like, oh my god, like this is randomly generated. I am still not there. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even like halfway there because you keep getting shit things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the crypt. Like I'm saying, it's just the same shit over and over again.
Yeah. So like, wouldn't you like a conquest mode to like,
I would.
just to go in and experience the world, find a bit more lore? Because I found a lot of lore through Deception. You go to different realms.
I actually would.
You can find the characters. You know what I mean? I think that's fun. I think a lot of people would appreciate that.
Yeah, I would. Also, I've gone back to the character thing in my head now, right? I've got the perfect thing in my head. Like, I think you're gonna love this, both of you. Doom guy, the new Doom
Yes,
guy.
Ooh.
yes.
The
He would fit
That
immensely.
is the most stinking wickedness there,
yeah,
isn't it?
and it works because Doom guy's lore and the Doom games fit into MK. They're all about travelling to hell, different realms, killing demons. Put him in.
There was a massive rumour, obviously. I think it was just fan speculation, but I think Nintendo were in cahoots. Obviously, they were talking about it.
Yeah.
That they were going to add Doom guy to Smash Bros, the Ultimate,
Yeah.
and they were gonna have what's the little one from Animal Crossing?
Isabelle
as like on his shoulder, and she does attacks with him.
Oh right.
And there have been mods for it, so I think that'd be pretty funky.
That would be funny.
Because they both released on the same day, Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing.
Exactly. I remember that song and all
yeah.
and they both tweeted each other.
Yeah.
Good luck in your thing.
And the fans are all lovely to each other as well.
Yeah.
And it just shows, right?
Like, technically, he's a me costume, so I think like they were probably a bit scared because they were like, 18 plus game. We'll just put him. He's there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's adjacent to us.
Yeah.
But MK though, perfect,
Yeah.
absolutely bloody perfect.
I want him into the next one. Actually, that's one you've made my mind.
That's in my head is perfect. It
is. Yeah.
Right. What would you have to say, like you said all that now?
Yeah.
What would you say you'd want to see from an MK movie in future?
I want to go a bit more into the lore. I want him to have a focus.
Flesh it out.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to dive.
Yeah, because that's what people want. Look at Sonic. Going back to the Sonic 1. Yeah, there's bits and pieces. Sonic 2 went straight into it and was got everything from the games, even not the films. And people loved it. Do you know what I mean? I would go on record and say Sonic 2 was the best video game movie adaptation, bar none.
I'd say
easily.
So. I'd say it's by a substantial margin.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I think that's just what they need to do. Obviously, there's a lot of it, so don't go too much. But don't make your own stuff up. I know obviously things are going to be different.
Yeah, you can have an adaptation. Just don't waste your source material.
Yeah, because obviously you're not canned to the game, so do your own thing. But find a balance. Is what I'm trying to say.
Think about it. Right, originality is great, but then also you have all of this luscious material you could also use. Just use that, but tweak it a bit. If it doesn't work on screen, tweak it.
Yeah, and a lot of MK characters probably have a lot of story that you could tweak to make their own film. Scorpion could have his own film.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero could have his own film from the Lin Kuei. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it could work, and we'd watch it.
Yeah, of course. Even if it's shit, I would still watch it.
Basically, when you think about it like that, right? G.I. Joe had that Snake Eye spin-off we didn't watch.
No.
But we do it in that vein for the Sub-Zero and Scorpion, but good.
Yeah.
And then we go, alright, boom, sound.
Because those first 10 minutes, I was like, I kind of just want this to be about Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Exactly.
Scorpion could have his own film franchise.
And the rivalry could be developed, and you could have it from both sides of the spectrum.
And there is character development, because Scorpion's the most developed character, and Sub-Zero, and then obviously him and Bi-Han, him and Kuai Liang, they become friends. He realises it's not the same as Sub-Zero.
We're not saying we want an MCU style Mortal Kombat universe.
We're
not saying that.
No.
We're just saying it's okay not to have a huge story and follow these two characters and develop them a lot deeper. Why? Because they're the most popular characters in the fucking franchise.
Yeah.
But
So I reckon it should have been all about MK and Liu Kang and have the characters, or make it about Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
It doesn't need to be completely story heavy, because let's be honest, action movies like John Wick or Nobody are now getting a lot of traction in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So you could make it in that vein.
Yeah.
You
can keep the gore and everything and the brutality.
And then with
pun no intended, not intended.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Boom. Success right there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. I'm pretty happy with what I've said today. Like I've covered everything with Mortal Kombat that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Fabian, you're again, as with the Simpsons, you're the biggest fan here.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to get off your chest as the aficionado of Mortal Kombat?
You know, I don't know everything. I like it a lot. I followed it a lot. I don't know. I just want the right. I want the movies to find a balance. I want them to do a bit more with the characters because they killed most of them off and didn't do anything with them. I want the games to go back to. I want them to have like horror adjacent roots again because like Deception is probably like the moodiest, grungiest game in the franchise. That's probably one of the most beloved now. Anyway, I don't know if it did well back then, but like I know a lot of people really enjoy it. Just go back to that. You know what I mean?
You know, I
stop
completely
trying
agree
to
with that.
Soften Mortal Kombat.
I completely agree with that. Like wholesomely from the bottom of my heart, I think that is the best thing you could ask for.
Yeah.
You know, and as you're a big fan, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what's right for the franchise. Not saying it's only you. I imagine hundreds of people, if I agree with you, then hundreds, maybe even thousands more do agree with you.
Yeah.
So just listen.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Just give. I would say just do what worked before. Stop trying to soften it. I mean, like I said, it almost single-handedly made the RSB rating. Don't be afraid to go moody and scary.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You know, don't make it.
Don't try and
goofy.
appeal to a broader audience.
Yeah.
Appeal to the audience you know you already have because
Yeah.
they will eat it up and they will love it.
Yeah, and the older games had goofy moments. Of course they did. I mean, like they didn't. I mean, like the original Fatalities had people exploding and had like 12 rib cages and 3 heads and 4 legs. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, don't take yourself too seriously, but like I'm sitting for a third or fourth time. Stop trying to soften Mortal Kombat. Just
I know.
Get
I know
aggressive
exactly
with it.
what you mean. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you mean, and again, I agree, and I think that would be the best route for the franchise to take, both in cinema and in the video game realm. To be honest,
yeah.
So I think that'd be perfect. I think that's pretty much everything, boys.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, said all we need to say, boys.
Then fantastic. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening. That was our episode of Mortal Kombat.